What if I told you guys there was a character in the game that could stack up to 800 plus magic find and double his chances at getting some of the most rarest items in Diablo 2's existence? Would you believe me? Now what if I told you at one point this was one of Diablo 2's most best kept magic farming secrets of the past, until recently.
Oh my god, we got it guys! We horked it! Oh, psych! Look what we just got! Crown of fucking ages!
That is right, YouTube, I am talking about the Pitzerker Barb. I'm Jonathan FORFITZ, and today I'm going to tell you what I believe was one of Diablo 2's most best kept magic farming secrets. At one point in Diablo 2 history, this was one of the most underrated magic farming characters in the entire game. Long before video guides or Twitch.tv ever existed, players had typing as a means of communication via forums or in-game, with different build strategies and theory crafting going on behind the scenes. Even till this day, players still believe the advantages of other characters in the game surpass the Barbarian in terms of raw magic finding, which is just not true, and I'll explain why later on in the video. Now, the reason we've seen growth in the popularity of the Pitzerker Barb has a lot to do with players grinding for some of the most rarest items in the entire game. Most of these hardcore dedicated players have themselves a holy grail list, and they know there is no character in the game that can mathematically surpass the Pitzerker in terms of raw item finding. Alright, picture this. Imagine walking into a casino and having the option to double your bets for free with the press of one button. In this case, the ability is called Find Item. Why wouldn't you use it? It's going to have the house pay out to you eventually in the end. To get a much better understanding, we first need to figure out how the magic find system works in Diablo 2. Every item dropped in the game is first determined by what type of base item will drop. Magic find has no effect on this. However, the percentage of your magic find does play a key role. Once the item is determined, your magic find is then checked. It begins determining if the item is going to roll a unique, rare, or set. No matter what, the game will always roll unique first, meaning it's always attempting to roll the dice in your favor. This is why having more magic find is always better, since it helps your odds at rolling the correct item. And this right here, YouTube, is where the double bet system can hugely pay off. Basically, you have the option with the press of the one button to roll for these items twice. Alright, I'm going to give it to you guys straight. I personally have never made a Pitzerker Barbarian before. I've just seen enough guides on the forums many years ago talking about it. Most recently, I've been watching the player Futureal on Twitch.tv, and that has somewhat inspired myself to attempt to create one. Now, this is another goal that I'm actually working towards, but I'm not officially there yet. However, I've seen enough guides to give you guys a really good rundown on the Pitzerker Barb. I cannot give you my exact opinion on what works better and what does not. I'm definitely not a huge fan of using programs such as Hero Editor. However, if any of you might be interested in seeing hero edited builds, please let me know down in the comment section below. Information I'm going to provide you guys with is purely based off of reading and viewing other guides. Please forgive me if I get something wrong or I don't say something quite right. Just let me know down in the comment section below, and I will try my very best on improving making better quality content for the hardcore amazing Diablo 2 fans out there. Technically, in a way, you guys are getting multiple Pitzerker guides in one, so that isn't so bad, is it? Alright, beginning with talents. You guys are going to want to put points into combat skills, so put 1 point into Bash, 1 point into Stun, 1 point into Concentrate, and 20 points into Berserk. This will be your main damage ability. Now for your combat masteries. 20 into Sword Mastery, 1 into increased stamina to pick up increased speed, 1 into Iron Skin, and 1 into Natural Resistance. Now for War Cries. Here's where it's going to vary depending on what type of playstyle you guys are going with. I'm going to try my very best on mentioning all of the options, so here we go. First option is going to be more offensive. 20 into Howl, 20 into Shout, 1 into Taunt, 1 into Battle Cry, 1 into Battle Orders, 1 into Battle Command, 1 into War Cry for your Howl bonus, and 1 point into Find Potion, and any remaining points after this goes into Find Item. Alright, for your second option. This would be classed as more of a defensive build. Depending on what type of gear you guys are using, combat masteries and skills will both stay the same on this build. War Cries. 20 points into Howl, less points into Shout, 1 point into Taunt, 1 point into Battle Cry, more points into Battle Orders, 1 point into Battle Command, 1 point into War Cry obviously for your Howl bonus, 1 point into Find Potion, and again, any remaining points after this goes into Find Item. Third option. This one is going to be hugely debatable. I personally feel the first option is the best, however I'm going to give it to you guys straight. 20 points into Berserk, 20 points into Sword Mastery, 1 point into your 1 point wonders, 20 points into Howl, 20 points into Find Item, and any remaining points after this goes into Shout. Now I believe this way is weaker in terms of efficiency compared to the other two options. This has a lot to do with allowing your skillers to level up the abilities versus putting hard points into them. I don't know, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below with this one. Gearing options. There are a ton of ways you can actually build the Pitzerker Barb. The main goal is to always try and stack as much Magic Find as possible without affecting your single target damage. Almost all builds consist of double Whiz Spike on swap for the faster cast rate and mana regeneration, and preferably a 10 FCR amulet with Magic Find and Barb skills on it. You can definitely attempt to try and craft this caster amulet. It probably would be one of your best options at finding one. If you cannot find one with Magic Find on it, any faster cast rate amulet will be just fine, as long as you meet the 105 FCR breakpoint for teleporting. Enigma is a must for this character. Now for hitting 800 plus Magic Find, I understand everyone's gear is going to be different. We can only rely on the Diablo gods to drop us perfect items. Pitzerker Barbs consist of your standard Magic Find items. You're looking for Chanseys, preferably perfect ones. 2 Nangles, these are great because of the increased attack rating and Magic Find. For boots, you're looking for War Travelers, again, preferably perfect ones. Gold Wrap Belt should actually be really easy for you guys to get, or you have the secondary option of using the Trang Belt for the Cannot Be Frozen. For helmet options, you guys could either go Immortal Kings with 2 perfect topazes in it, or Shaco socketed with an Ist if you're looking for a more defensive option, since that helmet gives you damage reduction. Weapon choices consist of getting a 6 Ist sword for the extra 180 Magic Find. The main option for damage is going to be Grief. Both of these items can be made out of Phase Blades. You can also use an Alibaba in place of the 6 Ist sword if you don't have enough Ist. This would be ideal for more of a budget build. As for mercenary gear, once again this is going to vary depending on the player. One thing that I've been told is to make sure you have no cold damage gear on you or your mercenary, because it prevents horking dead bodies. It essentially would make this ability less efficient. The most practical option for gearing your mercenary would be Scalder's P Topaz, Shaco Ist, and an Insight. For getting the added bonus of your mercenary's Magic Find, just remember your mercenary needs to get the Killing Blow first, in order for his % Magic Find to get added to yours. There are a bunch of cheaper alternatives for your mercenary out there, so I allow you guys to be the judge of this one. As for charms, you guys are looking for +7 to Magic Find small charms, preferably with added stats such as attack rating, resistance, or added damage. Once again, all of this is going to vary for everyone. You can also have an Annie and a Torch for the added resistance and plus to skills. Also, a Perfect Geeds would be ideal if you're trying to hit that 800 plus Magic Find. I know all of this gear is going to vary depending if you guys are playing on the realms or not. I personally prefer to play on single player. I don't know why, I just love the extra added challenge. Plus, with the conditions of Battle.net servers lately, I haven't felt the need to really return. Anyways, how should you play the Pitzerker Barb? Basically, you want to use your wizard spikes for faster teleporting around the map. You are looking for champion packs. Once you've found them, teleport right onto them and use Howl. This causes them to run in fear, spreading the monsters out and allowing you to kill the unique. Your primary goal is this guy. When horking, make sure you swap your weapons and never hork with your wizard spikes. I know it's faster, but it's less efficient. Now, let's talk about some of the advantages and disadvantages of playing the Pitzerker Barb. Let me try and debunk some of them for you guys. Number 1, you can only use the Pitzerker Barb in pits, hence the name Pitzerker. Well, this one's going to be false. Surprisingly, you can actually use the Pitzerker Barb on Council, Pinezel, and I've even heard of players using them in Chaos. Number 2, Pitzerker Barbs require a lot of gear to be efficient. I'm going to say true to this, not everyone is going to have the high runes laying around for Enigma or the low rune for Grief. Indeed, Pitzerker Barbs can be expensive to play. Last but not least, number 3, the Pitzerker Barb doesn't compare nowhere near a Sorceress or a Paladin in terms of clear speed. I'm going 50-50 on this one. If you are playing a sorceress or a paladin trying to focus an elite pack, then yes, clearing the entire pack would be done much faster on these characters compared to a Pitzerker Barb. However, the ability to find items should not be underestimated. Well YouTube, I think I'm going to end the video at that. If you liked the video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing and pressing the notification button. Anyways, let me know down in the comments section below if you've enjoyed this video. I had this idea for months now and it's just been sitting on my hard drive like many other ideas. Once again YouTube, best of luck on magic farming and may the odds ever be in your favor. Or mine.